If you were to look back to when I graduated, the concept of regenerating tissues, regenerating limbs or organs, one would have viewed it almost like science fiction. But now I think it's in the realm of reality. Regenerative medicine, in fact, represents a new paradigm for medicine, a paradigm where we're aiming to repair, restore and normalize rather than palliate. Much of conventional medical therapy focuses on palliating disease. Regenerative medicine aims to repair, restore and regenerate. It does that by bringing together technologies of stem cells, gene therapy, biomaterial science, medical device technology, biologics, and it brings together these technologies in a way that allows the body to regenerate, repair and heal itself. So for example, patients with diabetes not infrequently end up losing their limbs because of poor blood supply, and in fact every 30 seconds somewhere in the world a person loses a limb secondary to diabetes, which is largely, as I said, related to reduced blood supply. Regenerative medicine would allow one to regenerate new blood vessels and thus prevent the limb loss, salvaging the limb essentially. And we're currently in Galway gearing up to do a clinical trial to determine whether that's possible. So in Galway we're working on the use of stem cells to regenerate and heal new tissue. Stem cells can do so either by differentiating and becoming those tissues, or also by virtue of the fact that they secrete many factors which promote healing, repair and regeneration. And we have a specific interest in Galway in one type of stem cell called the mesenchymal stem cell. It's an adult cell derived from bone marrow, which has the capacity to differentiate or to secrete these healing factors. And we've recently obtained a license for a GMP facility, which stands for Good Manufacturing Practice, and it allows us to grow up these cells for human application. So it's a very specialised facility, the only one of its kind in Ireland and one of a few in academic centres throughout the EU. This now places us in a unique position in Ireland to be able to generate this product in order to undertake these clinical trials and determine whether these therapies are going to be successful or not. And if they are successful, then in the context of diabetes and diabetic limb loss, for instance, we could envision a future where limbs are not lost because we have the capacity to regenerate new blood vessels and thus resulting in salvage. And I have many clinical colleagues around the hospital in Galway and other hospitals throughout Ireland which are looking at different targets such as lung disease, heart disease, stroke, motor neuron disease, and we would see that these new therapies will result in meeting an unmet medical need for conditions which currently don't have good treatments. Manufacturing stem cells is a very meticulous process which requires very stringent and high quality. The facility itself has to be at a very high engineering spec, and therefore we were really excited in Galway to be able to get the funds to construct this building. But the process of taking a stem cell from the bone marrow in the hospital and then multiplying it up to trillions of cells in an environment which has to be aseptic, because ultimately the stem cell product is going to be returned back to patients. So a very, very stringent environment required for growth, multiplication, and in particular in a completely aseptic environment. It's a very major milestone for us in Galway to have received this license because there has never been a license granted in Ireland for the manufacture of stem cells. The ability to grow stem cells in this aseptic, stringent manner in a GMP facility really just allows us to apply them in the context of clinical trials. Now that's going to occur in another very exciting development in Galway, which is the construction of the clinical and translational research facilities. Because really without those facilities, one would not be able to apply the stem cells to human subjects with disease.